Hey there, friendlies. I hope you could hear that. Stay. I don't know why I always ask that. It's not like I've changed the setup in any way since last week. Well, one setup aspect has changed. I think I left my keyboard for this PC at the day job, so I'm using my daughter's wired keyboard, which she has decorated. So I've been testing my touch typing while it took me like about 3 minutes to write like a hi everyone, just about to start, or whatever the one message I put in the side chat is. So here we are. I hope everyone can hear me fine. What are we doing? It's Tuesday night, so that means it's live stream time. Welcome to the 30th of August episode of my fantabulous live stream. Before we go any further, I would just like to do the usual housekeeping. But I missed one thing. Welcome to the live stream. We have beer. We have blades. And we're going to talk about some bushcrafty stuff and other things. I will do the housekeeping and then I will talk about the beverages. Hey there. If you are in fact watching us time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, thank you for your eyes. Thank you for commenting down below. I do love seeing that people are watching this live stream even after the fact. If at any point tonight you really love what's going on, then please feel free to hit that thumbs up. If at any point tonight you kind of hate what's going on, that's all right. Hit the thumbs down. That works as well. If you do want to take a more active role in supporting the channel, as some of the people in the side chat here already have, I invite you to investigate the memberships. The join button is right down there. Click on it. It'll show you the 2 tiers of memberships available and what you get for your donations. So I want to start tonight by saying with two interesting little things. First, I just want to see who's with us. I'm thinking about a couple of people. I'm thinking about Russell, who is not feeling well tonight and will most likely not be with us. In fact, it would be a miracle if he was. But those of us who are on his Discord's got a picture of him at the, just not feeling well. So thinking about him tonight. I'm sure many of you are as well. And I'm not sure if he's with us tonight or not, but Tim Keegi says he may try to stop in, but he may not. His wife is not feeling well. That is all I'm going to say about that, because it's not my business to share. But if you are watching us, Tim, I'm thinking about you and your lovely wife as well. I think it's too bad that, people can't just be healthy all the time, 100% of the time, and then one day just sort of check out, and be gone. Because I don't love the idea of immortality, but I think, man, if you could just go and then there's an off switch when you're like 90, 99 or 100, that would be a better way to do the world. So I'm going to just see who's hanging with us, and I will say hi to those who are with us. Give me 1 second. My daughter obviously doesn't realize that I'm live streaming, because she's asking me questions. Please do not bug me. I'm hanging with the homies. Sorry about this, guys. There we go. Okay. So who's with us? Oh my land! How could I already be late on the Rob on the internet? Oh, okay, but Rob stopped in real early to say good evening all. He probably didn't. He probably wasn't sitting here from 8:15 on. But nice to see you, Rob. Rob, by the way, is a channel member. Thank you for your assistance, Rob. You members do help me make this channel better. Destiny in the house. She was here at like 8:45. Linda from Lipstick Lodge is here. Nice to see you. And Bettina kicking in like 2 hours early. Nice to see you. I don't know what to do. You didn't stop in like 5 or 10 minutes to the end, but nice to see you. There's David Evans, channel member, and I believe also one of my moderators. Let me just check that before I say something stupid. Yes, David is also a channel moderator. So if you do say something insulting, he will most likely bounce your ass. And he's saying hi to Bettina. Oh crap, Bettina's here. I love it. There's me typing on this keyboard that is completely illegible. I'm just happy that I got the sentences out. Kristen Grounds, channel member. How's it going? Nice to see you. Who else? We got Shawnee in the house, waiting for hubby to bring me some supper. That's the way to do it, eh, Shawnee? Man, my sinuses are just going nuts on me tonight. Sorry about this, guys. Darth Vader, kicking in. How's it going tonight, Darth? Nice to see you showing up. There's Tim is here. Good to see you. I hope don't feel that you have to stick around for the full until full time, Tim. I know you're having a rough time of it. So I don't know if you guys heard that, but that is the sound of a beer being opened. A beer, okay, a beer. Everyone's just sort of saying hi to each other. Nice to see. The man on the street is there. It's blue time. It hasn't arrived yet. It's I don't know when it's going to arrive. I did get a shipping notice, but it only said that the tag was made. So, but here's the thing, Al. When that arrives, I'm not going to save that for like a review on my other channel. I'm going to open it here on a live stream with you, with you guys, I guess. All right. I will do a video on it on my other channel, but I think it's more appropriate for me to be opening that here with you guys. David says, what I've been thinking all day. Can't believe August is over. It's crazy. The beer tonight, by the way. I'm going to pour it in as we chit chat. Sean in Alaska's here too. Love to see that name pop up in my side chat. Just hold on. I'm trying to concentrate so that I don't blow the pour here, guys. I don't want to wreck it. I believe, I've told you guys that I try to always have a beer that I've never had before, but I know I've had this one with you guys before. This is a coffee stout. It's a local coffee stout. Look at that. This is la Coup de Canon coffee stout. So I guess that's a cannon thing. This has a government warning. Okay, this is from the. I don't get this. This is a product of Canada, but it's imported by Quebec Craft. Check this out. Okay, how does this work? This says imported by Quebec Craft Brewing Alliance, McLean, Vermont. Product of Canada, brewed and canned by Bilboquet Microbrasserie. And it has a Surgeon General's warning on. Oh, okay. So this gets imported into the United States and sold there. Because I was like, we don't have a Surgeon General. And this has like for the when you return your cans for money, this is all like Florida, Oklahoma, whatever PR is, California, Connecticut, Hawaii, IAME, MA, NY, VT. Interesting. Okay, so this can is all in English. Where the hell did the missus pick up this beer? Literally, the only. Anyways, I'm boring you guys, but that's really weird. Honeybee in the house. Kelly's here. How's it going, Kelly? Sorry, I got really distracted by that beer can because, hey, Carol in the house. How's it going? David's got a case of beer under his desk. He could be dangerous tonight. Good to know. I'm just saying. Okay, there's Long. How's it going, mister? Yep. Everyone's just sort of saying hi. Oh, except Shawnee says the off-grid cabin trip is this weekend. I'll let you know how it went next Tuesday. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing about that. That's exciting. That's cool. I love it. Rob on the it sounds like you came prepared, David. David comes back with I was a Boy Scout. It's okay, she's in bed. But I would love to have my actual keyboard back. I'm just sort of I'm late and I'm trying to catch up here. Most of the yeah, I need to drink more to make up for Russell's absence. I hope that guy's doing okay, man. It's weird what our bodies do to us. It's kind of weird what we do to our bodies, but that's a different subject. I see David is going for the strident. He's taking a strident approach tonight. Okay, Tim is in the hospital right now. All right. Oh, she's sleeping now. Okay, that's good. Sleep is good when you're dealing with something like that. Oh, what a grim hand you guys were dealt, man. Rob will help drink some of Russell's share tonight. He doesn't have to work tomorrow. That's good to know. Drink up. Sean's back. Nice to see some people are sending good vibes and prayers to Tim. Hey, look who's here. How's it going, Jerry? Just boiling the roasted red peppers we barbecued and jarred tonight. Oh, I do love roasted red peppers. It's kind of the only way I like red peppers. Like generally, like for a salad or anything, I'm into like orange, yellow. Red is like my third favorite, I guess, and then there's green down there at the bottom. But excuse me, red peppers I do love roasted or charred or whatever. Bettina has thumbs up, which is nice to see. Thank you very much. I know the street's asking what I'm having. It's a coffee stout. For the whiskey tonight, actually, I am surrounded by bottles, but I will either, if I do decide to go for the whiskey later, I will either have this Nika from the barrel, this beautiful Japanese blend, or this is a single malt I picked up in Alberta. This is two brewers from the Yukon. This is their innovative line. What that means, two brewers started out making beer. They still do, but they also have a distillery that these two guys opened. And for their innovative line, they use beer malt and beer sort of methods. And this is aged in, at the beginning, briefly virgin oak, like you would do with like a bourbon, and then ex-bourbon casks for most of the aging, and then it's just finished off. It's poured into a peated cask, just briefly, just to finish it off. And what that does is it gives it a very light peated note, but a lot of the sort of caramels and vanilla flavors that you get from bourbon, and a little bit of the virgin oak kind of kick. I shot a review of this weekend, which will be up at some point. This is not in my comfort zone, but I do find it compelling. But in honor of the man on the street, I may go for a blend. Sean, why you gotta be hating? Why you gotta be hating? IPA makes me dry heave. You know that. Oh, okay. Now everyone's hating. Destiny's got her eye on the prize. Bettina's here early. It's a sign for me to buy a lotto ticket. Good sign, good omen. Absolutely. I think you should do that, and I hope you win. Tim says, "Thank you, Dave. Yeah, the last 9 weeks have been hell, but there's good light. One more surgery tomorrow, and then she can mend and get better. I almost lost her yesterday, guys. It's like I didn't want to tell Tim's tale or anything because that's his tale to tell, not mine. But what the hell? This Al, this is a spectacular blend. And as only the Japanese can do it, right? There's 100 different whiskeys in this. They cannot call this Japanese whiskey because there's a whole bunch of new rules in Japan for their whiskey industry, and not everything in this was distilled in Japan. Nika owns, I think, Ben Nevis, or one of the Scotch companies, and so there's a little Ben Nevis in here. Excuse me, man. I'm sorry, guys. So that means they cannot call it Japanese whiskey, but it is whiskey from Japan, and it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. 51.4%. Now in the States, you get this in a 750 ml size. The Everyone else in the world gets this little 500, but the 500, this is beautiful. This is just beautiful. Look at that bottle. The proportions are perfect. It looks a little stupid in the 750 size, but it's just so nice. Honeybee says, I saw a dear friend today. She gave me a proper pour of Macallan 18, the expensive blue box stuff. I nearly kissed her right there. I'm pretty sure you're glad you didn't do that. Oh, Linda picked out a chainsaw. Ryobi brushless 14-inch. Yeah, the Milwaukee is definitely going to be more expensive than that. I use some Ryobi tools. They're very good tools for the price. They're good for people who aren't using them all the time. Like I'm a home handyman and a hobby cabinet maker kind of thing. So I'm not using to the degree that you need to justify the price of like a Milwaukee tool or something. I do like having tools that give me the fizz though. So I will spend more than I necessarily have to on tools whenever I can. But my woodworking is strongly Ryobi representative. Good. So do you know when you're buying it, Linda? Have you ordered it yet, or are you just planning to? Whiskey Harbor in the house. Nice to see you. Bettina 7 Heineken. Oh, Jerry's just being mean. Sean has a new name for his hammer, Lightning, because it never strikes the same place twice. Sean, are you regretting videoing the the cabin build yet? Yeah, Destiny's making sense here. Keep us informed how it goes with the new chainsaw. Absolutely. Sharon, how's it going? Nice to see you. Peanut Trucker as well. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, I'm with Christy. I'd like to see a video with that chainsaw. Absolutely. I gotta excuse me. I gotta get a chainsaw too at some point. Yeah, Destiny. I love watching a cabin come together. Like, I loved watching Sean James's cabin come together. I'm also loving watching the second cabin come together. I miss that outdoor kitchen he used to have though, because I would have built something almost identical to that. I loved that outdoor kitchen, and I love cooking outdoors. There was a real magic to his old place, but he's doing some cool stuff with his new place too. And it's totally worth it for him not to be near those problematic neighbors anymore. But I love watching that guy work. Because he holds his tools the way a tradesman holds their tools. You watch him building, and you know he's been swinging a hammer for decades. He knows exactly how to do it. He knows what to expect. He knows how to hold a tape measure the way a carpenter who's been doing it for 40 years does. It's just like I watch him work, and I'm like, yes. And I, as many of you know, my first summer job for 5 years in a row was in carpentry. And so I developed a real love of falling asleep at night, physically wrecked. You know, you crash into bed and there's just a joy of lying down, and then you're out. You're done. Falling into bed intellectually exhausted is not the same. It's not. You don't get the same satisfaction as you do after a day of just hauling ass on a roofing project or re-siding. Or, man, one day my dad and I were working on this place because I mostly worked with him, and he got me jobs on some of the sites and stuff out in BC. We were working on this cliffhanger house, and I don't remember what we were doing. It had something to do with the railing. So we had to start, tie ourselves onto a post and then hang over the side, or just like, stand on the deck and hang over as far as you can to, I don't even remember what we were doing. But sure enough, each of us lost our glasses, down they go into the rocks below. And you're like, oh, so you have to sort of haul yourself back up and untie yourself. By the way, I have a wicked fear of heights. So untie yourself, clamber down, get your specs, put them on, clamber back up. Anyways, but I have good memories of that time because life was simple, and I went to bed every night with, my muscles well used. And I do kind of miss that in some ways. Not all the time, but in some ways I really miss that. And so when I see a guy like Sean James, kicking the tools around, and just with an ease that comes from long experience, I'm just there. I'm watching, David Evans asked why I miss Lake McAllen. I didn't say anything about it. I didn't say anything. Why are you asking that question? I didn't say anything about just liking McAllen. Have you been looking at my other channel? Excuse me. Have you been looking at my other channel? Is that why you're asking that? That ticking bomb of a question. Hold on a second. I don't dislike McAllen. I feel that across the board the price point is way too high. It's a middle of the road whiskey for a premium whiskey price. As soon as it started, like the prices, the aftermarket, like secondary prices started going up, and it started ending up in collections, they dove right into it. And I don't think that that's what you should be doing as a whiskey maker. There's no McAllen that's worth what it's priced at, because it's chill filtered, it's caramel colored, and it's like 43%. I mean, sometimes you can get one a little higher, but the vast majority of it is 40% caramel colored, chill filtered, because it's sold. It's designed to be as widely marketable as possible, and there are entire sections of the globe where that's what you want, right? Because the whiskey drinking is not whiskey anoraks, as whiskey geeks would call it. It's people drinking whiskey, after a long day at the office, they go for supper, and it's just whiskey is what comes as the after supper drink kind of thing. So it has to be mouth friendly, palatable, innocuous, right? You're not going to put down like a cask strength, Ardbeg, smoky, peaty thing. across the market, right? That's going to be a much like that's a targeted product. Things like Macallan and like a lot of Canadian whiskeys are just meant. Well, a lot of Canadian whiskeys, like the ones that you can buy outside of Canada, they're meant to be thrown into Coke or 7-Up or whatever, Scotch and soda kind of thing. I don't know why I said Coke, but like they're mixers. They're oriented towards mixing. Macallan is oriented towards the middle of the road, and that's not where I live. I like my whiskey to be challenging, and the thing is, Macallan is a very capably made whiskey. It is very good at what it does. Probably one of the best. I don't want to spend $300 a bottle for 40% caramel colored, chill filtered. No way. That's like an $80 to $100 bottle. 60. Anyways, but no, I don't dislike Macallan. I won't buy it. Okay, so Sean is not regretting videoing his I'm just trying to catch up because I feel like I'm slipping further and further behind here. Looks like some of you guys are in hot and humid weather here too, man. It's been really today. We got weather, whatever the weather service is called. We got 2 weather warnings today. One severe heat warning, which I don't get because it was like 27, felt like 30, 32, which is stankin' hot, but it was worse earlier this week. And a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, we had a wicked storm last night. Big flashes, big booms. We lost our power for about an hour. Bunch of fire trucks ended up on the next street over. And then that warning was ended. And then we got another one up until like tomorrow, early tomorrow. So if I suddenly disappear, it's not because y'all pissed me off. It's because my power went poof. All right, Tim. If we see you back, then that's great. If we don't, I mean, that's fine too. Deal with what you got to deal with, man. Jerry's going to miss next week's show because he'll be touring. Oh, he'll be in Dorset. Nice. Okay. That's a good excuse. That's not an excuse. That's a reason. Pick me up a couple of bottles of scotch while you're there. Hey, Hike with Mike is here. How's it going? I agree. Physical tiredness is special. Mental tiredness is awful. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's exactly it. Absolutely. Yeah, take a lot of pics, Jerry. That's going to be nice. Kristen, I think you're probably right. He'll build something even better. I mean, I liked his old cabin, but I think that empirically what he's building this time around is superior. I think, he's making better choices, even though I really loved that old cabin of his. And I think I love that old cabin because that was his cabin for so much of that channel history, right? You just get used to seeing that cabin, and it's weird and kind of jarring to suddenly see him in another bare patch of forest. Like, okay, here's where I'm going to build the cabin. Like, what? But yeah, I do think that his current build, it looks like he's done a better job of working it out. Yeah, I would also like to be the guy selling Sean James's nail supply. I think you're better positioned to do it than I am, though. I'm just trying to find. Here's Honeybee again. Each man is allowed to like or dislike whatever he wishes. Macallan 18 is not as sweet as I usually like, but it was a tasty scotch. I prefer the Aberlour. Yeah, fair enough. Aberlour is a very specific because it's nice. It's a sherry. I would call it a sherry bomb, but it's heavily sherried. Aberlour is, I think, sherried right across the board, which gives it a real nice kind of fruity sweetness. From the sherry casks that it's aged or finished in. Hike with Mike's had an awful day. He's just toasting it. I'm sorry, man. Sorry to hear that. I hope it wasn't too awful. Today was Camille's first day of school. She had a lousy day. She came home. She was all crying because she had a bad first day of her last year of elementary school. And I can't fix it. I can't go back. And I said, no, you can't. But that's just the way. Oh, forgot to turn on my little video light. Sorry about that, guys. I had a burning brush, but I have a lot more to clear. Rain gave me a break today. Where did summer go? Yeah, I know. Summer just went gone. A lot of rain today here as well. But smells nice. I love watching it rain in my garden, making my plants all happy. I wish the rain would really destroy the heat and the humidity, though. Like, I thought that was what last night's storm was going to do. Got up this morning, opened the door, walking into a tongue, as I always say. I was let down. I was disappointed. Yeah, man, what's with everyone having a lousy day today? Everyone's sick or in the hospital or just having generally a crappy day. I hope that hanging out with each other and chit-chatting in the side chat is giving you guys a little bit of joy tonight. I think we all sort of deserve it. David Evans, check out my other YouTube channel and learn why he does not like McAllen. What he's referring to is on the, you have a banner image on your channels. I mean, if you've sort of gone through the work to customize your. It was finally quick enough to mute myself before sneezing. And Dave, what does it say on my other channel's banner? I think it's no collecting, no secondary, no McAllen. Is that it? But again, that's just because it's priced way above where it should be. So Jerry's going to be in England, then Ireland, then Scotland, then Belgium, then the Netherlands. Holy crap, dude. Sounds terrific. And then there's Linda. My backyard is the forest. Making me feel bad about having a backyard here. I would love to get a little tiny house backed up against some crown land or something. So good. Sharon is heading north tomorrow with drumroll, please. Some stuff to move in. Man, Sharon's Sharon's new place looks really cool too. Oh, video Scott's playing squirrel. The squirrel thing just never gets boring, does it? I'm just I'm trying to catch up. I'm so far behind. David, what is the topic tonight? Your guess is as good as mine at this point. No idea. I'm just sort of reacting to what's being said in the chitty chatty here. Do you know what your tartan is? Jerry does. I happen to know what my tartan is too, by the way. I love it. Destiny's just keeps keeping track of my quotes. Canadians' grandparents were Macmillans, Campbells, and Woods. I have a good buddy who is from a different clan, a clan that was always at war with the Campbells. And when I was in the Air Cadets, well, when he and I were both in the Air Cadets, there was a cadet there who was from a family that's in the Campbell clan, and those two did not like each other. Just goes to show you that people will keep enmity going in the diaspora long after the people in the home country have let it go. Shawnee, are you asking me about this? I think you are, because you said berry bushes. What I did was I bought two blueberry bushes, two native Quebec blueberry bushes, but I've planted them in pots because the corner that I want to put them in is still sort of in flux because we haven't finished the fence there, and I don't want to plant them and then have to rip them out. I think that, lifting them wholesale from the pot and digging a hole the same size as the root ball and then lowering them in at some point will be better than planting them and then ripping them out when we finish off the backyard. Hike with Mike. I hope, man. I mean, I don't feel like you need to tell your business online here, but I do hope that you're okay tonight. Oh, I just dropped beer all over the keyboard. I shall clean that up post haste. If I can get the damn paper to, there we go. I tell you guys. There we go. Okay. Good to do. Good. Never mind. Yes, tiny house in the woods. Absolutely. Ryan Welker, how's it going? Nice to see you. Sorry that you're showing up at a lull in the in the action on this live stream, but welcome anyway. And there's Cliff. How's it going? Nice to see you. I'm just sort of trying to catch up here, guys. So sorry about the lull, but I'm so late. Canadian says, have you been to Scotland? How about I find out? I have not been to Scotland. I have been to France, and I have been to Brittany, which is in France. But many a Breton will tell you that it's still a separate thing. But I have not yet been to Scotland. I'd like to go at some point. I want to see Sweden first. I want to see Morocco first. There's all kinds of places I want to see. But you guys know I grew up shift eating poor. So the whole travel thing only came really late. So there's a lot of places I want to see. And I don't know if I have time to see them all. Hey, I've caught up with the side chat, with the chitty chatty. So, little update. I have contacted. Okay, so frustrating. All right, so 5 live streams ago, I said I want to have more. I've restarted my interview series, my irregular interview series. There's someone I'm gonna work on to see if they'll come on. What do you guys think? I took down a few names. I put it as a bookmark into my Kevin Callan book, the Another Bend in the River. Flew to Penticton, had a fabulous time. Flew from Penticton to Alberta, as you guys know. Left my book on a seat in the airport in Edmonton with the list of people I want to interview in it. This says 2 things. First, I only remember 1 or 2 of the names on that list. And second, Amazon and the Canadian Outdoor Equipment Company are both sold out of the Kevin Callan book. And I'm 10 pages from the end. Damn it. But I'll order it on Amazon, I guess. And when it comes, because I said they're getting some more in at some point. But yeah. So I am definitely yes, update. I did finally contact one of the people on that list, and they said that they would be delighted to do it. So I just have to organize it and then do the interview, which I'm a little excited about because I like those episodes. I definitely like doing that sort of long, not really long format. Yeah, it is. An hour-long interview is a long format interview. I like doing that. I always find out something fascinating about the person I'm interviewing. And the more I do it, the closer I get to my interview heroes in terms of cutting out more and more of me telling my story and concentrating more and more on theirs. That was hard to do with Kevin Callan, though, because I mean, he and I have spoken a lot, and it's real easy to slip into just having a conversation. I'll be on guard about that. Somebody said something. Okay, a rock shall be found and scribing will occur. A pic will be taken. Thank you very much, sir. Use a Milwaukee tool to scribe it into the Loch Ness rock. Yes. Ryan Welker asks if I'm planning on doing any videos out in the wilderness in the near future. Yes. I have some stuff shot from my trip out west. I have one video that is currently up for the trackers and will be widely available on Friday. Editing is going very slowly right now, but I have some stuff. Later at the end of September, I will be hopefully shooting some more camping related stuff. Another update for you guys. But Ryan, man, thanks for asking that question, because you are like enabling me to suddenly update people on stuff here. I bought a sleeping pad for my camping hammock. After all that conversation, it's not what I thought I was going to buy. I'm going to buy another one for my tent, but because I told you, start that sentence again, because I told you guys how I wanted to buy something that fits in my Hennessy hammock, but that the Hennessy sleeping pad, that's not really a padding thing. It's just more of a heat reflector. Excuse me. Has been sold out forever. I finally sent them a note saying, listen, I want to buy a sleeping pad for my Hennessy hammock. What kind of dimensions am I looking at? Or do you guys have the ideal sleeping pad to buy? And they said, yes, we have our own one back. You're not looking for comfort. You're looking for heat retention. So that's what this one's designed for. And it's cheap as chips. So I bought it. While I was out in Alberta, so I bought it. So for my trip at the end of September, because Montreal Kingston is on the corridor where there's no checked baggage, I have to pack as small as possible. So I cannot bring a tent and the hammock just in case and decide while I'm there. I have to settle on one and just go with it. So I think I'm going to do the hammock. Plenty of time for me to change my mind on that, but that's what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing. And yes, Ryan, I will be shooting a lot that weekend. I'm very much looking forward to it. I have to be caveman style, I believe. That's all right, Jerry. That's fine. Definitely buy yourself a nice bottle of scotch while you're there, though. Something that's not 40% or 43. Get yourself something that's 45% single malt. No caramel coloring. No chill filtering. Doesn't have to be peated, but it does have to be fabulous. Destiny says to David, your cabin building vid. Oh, what to consider has turned out. Okay, yeah, nice. Yeah, that's cool. You're about 3/4 of the way through the book, Canadian. I'm so glad that you bought that book. I am absolutely so glad, because I loved it up until the last 10 pages. So I'm gonna go out alone and say I probably love the rest of it too. But man, like how he starts, and I'm not gonna spoil the book for you guys. I mean, I absolutely back the purchase of another Bend in the River by Kevin Callan. how he started the book talking about his constant fight with anxiety. Man, it's like he was writing for me. Absolutely. And I'm not going to get into, so bloody cliche. Online creator fights with anxiety. It's like, ugh. But the fact is, I do. And depression and all kinds of stuff like that. And a lot of people who do this do. And I don't think it's necessarily special to people who create. I just think that it's people who call themselves creators or are creators or whatever. They just talk about it in front of a lot more people than most people do, you know? Anyways, the way he started that book was like, yeah, okay, I'm here for the long haul. 5 pages in, and I was like, yeah, I owe it to this guy to just finish the damn book because that was so meaningful to me. I'm just taking a look. I want to see if mostly it's just you guys are talking to each other. Oh, here's had a couple of friends whose bucket list was to go to Italy, and suddenly her husband passed. So while in southern Italy, overlooking Sicily, I carved their names into the rock and sent her a pic. Oh, that's a sad story. David says it's 30 days and counting until I meet Jess in Kingston. That is true. That is true. Beer done. I love how like Ray sightings, like Ray just shows up in conversations on Russell's channel for obvious reasons, and now on my channel, it's like Russ he's becoming a Sasquatch that everyone's hearing about. The Loch Ness vodka. Ryan was asking what I'm drinking tonight. That was a coffee stout from here in the Montreal area. Le Coup de Canon. Where are they exactly? Saint Hyacinthe. Okay, Saint Hyacinth. So it's a small town to the south of Montreal. And as usual, I'm going to move on to a small dram of whiskey. I just don't know if I want the Japanese, the non-Japanese Japanese, or the Yukon. I just don't know. Two Brewers is mashed with water from glacier-fed streams. Oh, what should I have? What should I have, guys? And Ryan asks what everyone is drinking tonight. So sound off. I know that I think somebody was drinking Heineken. Bettina, that was you, wasn't it? Were you drinking the Heineken? Jerry says he definitely touches on the subject. He touches on so many subjects, and I didn't. The whole idea of the interview I did with him was to really dive into Once Around Algonquin for sure, and this book, but I was only about halfway through his book. I'm going to start that sentence again. I was only about halfway through Another Bend in the River, and I wish I'd had time to just finish the book because there are so many more things I would have liked to have asked him about, you know. But yeah, Ryan David is being a smartass. He's got a case of beer under his desk, so I don't know what the beer is, but he's probably a few cans in at this point. Christy's having scotch and water. Linda's having blueberry tea. Christy says I should pour the whiskey so it can breathe for 10 minutes. I just don't know what to have. Okay. Ryan says Yukon. Okay. That's what I'll do. Yeah, this is way outside my comfort zone. This one is just a small dram. Whoops. I'm looking at a screen there, but the camera is there. This 2-computer setup sucks in some ways, but it's fabulous in others. Whatever. That's going to be boring. Okay. I'm going to let it sit for about 3 minutes before I go in, because there's no age statement on this, which tells me it's a 3-year, maybe a 4-year, because in order to call it whiskey in Canada, it has to be at least 3 years old. Rob says, started with a beer in the style of an old fashioned, heading for a fudge coffee stout and then lime and lagers. A fudge coffee stout. Hello. Who made that? Darth Vader's having an ice cold Moxie soda. Destiny's having an iced San Pellegrino tonight. Nice. Rob says, I have to do these live streams better with a case of beer under my desk, too. The fridge is so far. I think if I had a case of beer under my desk, I'd be 3 sheets to the wind a hell of a lot more often. Here's something that I'm going to be shooting a review of very soon as well. This is, so the Two Brewers is from the Yukon. Oh, come on, Jess. This is, okay, that's a single malt. Shelter Point is based on Vancouver Island. This is their double-barreled whiskey. What the double-barreled means is our latest double-barreled whiskey is a special collaboration with the Comox Valley's Coastal Black Winery. This whiskey was aged for 3.5 years in American oak, then finished in French oak blackberry wine casks. We used a combination of malted and unmalted barley for added complexity. Shelter Point double-barreled whiskey is a sensational marriage of spirits that captures the magic of Vancouver Island. It's a good old Canadian. I've got so much whiskey sitting here. Here's a Mortlock 2009 in an independent bottling. What else? There's a couple of Irish down there. Anyway, but most of these are not open. Yeah, but you know what I noticed about that, Jerry, is that even though he was sacrificing careers to hone in his vision, he started with the outdoors. I was directionless, or no, I wasn't directionless. I was aiming for something that I feel that in some ways I was aimed in the wrong direction early, but I only really realized that when it was too late to change. Whereas he knew absolutely right from the get-go the general area he wanted to be in. David Evans, just being a brat, has about a shot of a dram of Macallan. Look, man, if you send me a bottle of Macallan, I'll open it on a live stream. Not the 12th though. Make it an 18. Rob says, Founders in Michigan is a stellar beer. It sounds terrific. Ah, look who's here. 8 Acres, otherwise known as Serge. Serge, if you'd been here earlier, you would have seen me pour an absolutely perfect beer. But then if you were here, I wouldn't have poured the perfect beer. So all's well that ends well. Hey, I'm at the end of the chat. Nice. 8 Acres. What are you doing these days? You got another video coming out soon? 8 Acres is almost finished electrician school. So sometime next year, I'll just have him come and rewire my house. Just don't charge me for transit, okay? Like, this has been sitting for over 3 minutes. Such a weird whiskey. So much happening because they use beer malts in it instead of the usuals. This is compelling. It's interesting. It's fascinating. It's not a comfort zone whiskey the way this one is, though. Like, this isn't one that you kick back. You know, I'm going to relax and have a little nightcap. It's not going to be with these two brewers. Some of their other ones, maybe the classic is a whole different world, much friendlier, much more sort of kick back and enjoy a whiskey. This one is more of it's a dramatic experience. You sip it and you're like, what's going on? There's a party on my tongue, but it's not like it's midnight. I've just finished a long day. I just want to kick back, relax. That's what this one is. That's what a Macallan is good for too, by the way. A Macallan. Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna go back to the Macallan because David won't leave me alone about it. Macallan is. I was gonna say Macallan is your like Mad Men whiskey, but yeah, but Johnny Walker Blue is also your Mad. That's like your straight up Mad Men whiskey, right? Macallan is nice. You're kicking back at the end of the day. It's a nightcap, and you want something you can drink on rocks. You got a rocks glass. You have one big honking rock or two sort of small, two regular size ice cubes. 2 fingers of the Macallan, any one. And it works beautifully in that kind of context. The chill filtering means that this is non-colored and non-filtered. So if you put a little water in this or it gets really cold, you're going to see a little what Ralphie would call Scotch mist. It starts to get a little misty, okay? A Macallan will stay crystal clear no matter how cold it gets. So it's ideal for that kind of, I want a whiskey on the rocks in a rocks glass. Taking off the suit jacket after a long day, loosen the tie. Little Take 5 playing in the background. Macallan, 18. Because why not go for something, 2 rocks or 1 big one in a really nice rocks glass. I went to film school, so I see everything in scenes. Couldn't tell in my videos, but I sure did. Let's see what people have been talking about while I waxed poetic about silliness. Yeah, Jerry, man, I'm so glad you're reading this book. I would love to just sit and talk about it with you one day. But yes, Andy has been a very good friend to Kevin, and Kevin has been a very good friend to Andy. I think that those guys are like besties. And it's clear that the feeling between them is mutual, that they both just adore each other. Bettina says, I'm still here. I'm still here, but in a food coma at the moment. So I may be a bit quiet and just listen. That's fine. That's fine. I'm talking enough for everyone. I'm just blap, 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 blap. But yeah, food coma. That's all right. What you eat? Did you have like tacos or something? Eight Acres says, I've been busy. Started my last semester. I got a video coming up probably tomorrow. Nice. Bit of vacation and cutting more trails. All right. Butternut trees in Ontario. There are butternut trees here too, but there was a practical extinction event, or they're very precarious. Butternut trees are extremely precarious. So I could see them being protected. 8 Acres says, meanwhile, apparently a good pour needs head unless you want to feel bloated, apparently. Yeah, no, there's got to be a little head, but why don't we just move on? This is like rapidly becoming single entendre. Christy says, hit that like button, peeps. Does that mean that, what are we at? 22 people watching, 20 hit thumbs ups. Okay, so only 2 people. Suddenly only 1 person needs to hit that button. But thanks for watching out for me. That's good to know. Ryan is asking, is it expensive? Which of the whiskeys are you asking about, Ryan? Is it the Yukon one? Is it the Japanese one? I think you're asking about the Yukon one. Or are you asking about the Vancouver Island one? If you're asking about the Yukon one, in Quebec it is quite pricey. I bought it in Alberta. It was like under $100. I think it was like 80 something, whereas here it's like 120, 125. I think it's about 115 actually, which is not super expensive for a single malt whiskey, but it's a hell of a lot more than you spend on like whatever Johnny Walker Red Label or Crown Royal or whatever. It just says Andy is a beauty of a human being. Obviously, man, those two guys. There's something special happening there, which is cool. I kind of have something a little similar with my friend Robin, but that's just because we've known each other for like 38 years. Dave says, I'll have the Macallan 18 waiting for you when you stay overnight. Okay. With a big 2-inch rock in the middle of the rocks glass, right? Hold on a second. Jerry says, one of these days when time allows, we'll do a trip to the lodge and sit by a campfire. Man, that sounds amazing. Little glass, little dram, little campfire, little silence. David and Jerry need to plan a trip together when he gets back from his trip. I think that's a great idea. I want to see pictures. When I said that this is not like a comfort zone whiskey, I don't mean that I don't like it. I do. It's just, this is a whiskey discovery beverage rather than a whiskey appreciation beverage. Cliff says, soon I might be doing road trips. I'd like to meet a few people I've met here on YouTube. Yeah, man. I have only met one person I know on YouTube. One. And he lives in Sweden, and I don't think he's with us tonight. But yeah, it's weird that I've only met one person I know through YouTube. I'm just going through my memory to make sure that I'm right about that. Yeah, one. Destiny's also looking for some raw land in Quebec. Man, me too. It's expensive. You need to get like a good 5-hour drive, maybe 3 to 5 hour drive away from Montreal before anything really starts. I'm going to stop myself there and wait until I've really looked into it a lot more than I have, because I've been passively looking. I don't have the budget for it. So I don't want to really start looking and fall for a piece of land that I cannot afford, because then I'll be breaking my own bloody heart. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Linda's on unorganized land. That's cool. Means that there's not a lot of rules about what you can and cannot do. Oh, Cliff got a new truck. Nice. So you're going to drive all the way up to Canada? I don't have a piece of land we can have a fire on, but yeah, maybe Jerry, maybe next year we should try to plan something, maybe in the fall or maybe summer. But lots of birch and tamarack around Linda. Birch is one of my favorite trees. Birch is my favorite of the non evergreens, because I'm into evergreens. That's what I like. I love me some boreal forest. If Russell was here, he'd be like, "Oh, you and the boreal," but I love it. I love the smell of it. I love the look. Um, and I love evergreens almost across the board. But the one broadleaf that I really, really love is the birch. The white birch, the paper birch specifically. We get a lot of yellow birch here in Quebec as well. It's also a very nice tree, but there's a magic to seeing, the light is disappearing. It's the end of the day, when the forest starts to look black. You're looking out from the lake and the forest is going black, and in that blackness there's a strand of white lines. I call them ghost trees because of that. Magical. They feel magical when you're touching them. They carve beautifully. I work almost exclusively in birch. Just they're short-lived, kind of. They're a pioneer species, right? They grow fairly quick. They die out a lot earlier than a lot of other trees. But I love them. Yeah, I can get to Ottawa. I might take the train. At some point, we're going to have a second car. At some point, I'm going to have wheels. It's a lot of money. And right now, because I work from home like 3 days a week, it's not worth it to spend that kind of money right now. 8 acres. Yes, I would love to see where you live. When I get wheels, I'll definitely knock on your door at one point. See if you got a little piece of forest I can set up my hammock in so that I can shoot a bunch of videos, make it look like I'm in the wild. You'd need a passport for that trip and at least another 10K saved up. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I actually even just use my passport when I'm flying within Canada, just because it's easy to, I put my little boarding pass in on the page where my picture is, hand it over. It's easy, easy, easy. Rob says, yeah, I know that feeling of looking and not being able to do the move yet. If I'm not being selfish, I have to wait at least 3-ish years to move to the woods, but I found a perfect 27 acres today. I don't even know what that is in hectares, but it sounds like a nice piece of land. Dave is on almost 8 acres of land. Can't take a no crap without permission. I was just looking at 50 acres, waiting for the right moment to pull the trigger. Excuse me. David wants to buy his neighbor's vacant land, have 16. Yeah, nice. Whoa, Jerry's got friends and family with hundreds of acres. When it does come time for me to buy a piece of land, I don't know if I would necessarily buy in Quebec or if I'd buy in Ontario. Best case scenario, I would buy in BC, but no, because I want to be able to drive there. And so I will not be buying in BC or Alberta. I love the Rockies. I always have. It's my old stomping grounds, but no, because I'm headquartered in Montreal. Oh, my land. There's Steve Meteau. I haven't seen your name pop up in, forever. How's it going? Whiskey Harbor has 5 acres. Oh, come on. That didn't work. Click. Has 5 acres up on the Bruce Peninsula. That is a gorgeous piece of the country. I have, I think, a few videos. I think it's a playlist on my channel, which you guys are watching. So, of a little séjour we did on the what the hell is a séjour in English? Like a little trip, a little time spent on the Bruce Peninsula. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find it. And I just found it enchanting. It was just beautiful. Like, did a little canoeing, did some hiking. I'm gonna bore you guys while I look for it. But yeah, that's a really nice piece of the country. And it's weird because I was sitting next to some water. We rented an Airbnb, like a big cabin, and I was sitting next to the lake. I was this little inlet right next to Lake Huron, and in fact, the inlet, it was in previous years much smaller because the water was very high that year. But there was something about the trees right next to me. It looked like a group of 7 painting, but without the stylistic. There was just something in the shape of the trees that made me think of the group of 7. Excuse me. Oh my god. I no. I'm not going to start yawning. I'm just taking a look for that little I think I made a playlist of those videos. No, I did not. Are you kidding me? I did not make a playlist of my Bruce Peninsula trip. I believe I may have to. Oh wait. Hold on. Hiking and nature walks. Yeah, there'll be some stuff in there. Fire, mail call. Hold on, guys. Let me just bore you for a few more minutes. Getting fit for the outdoors. Flora and fauna karate. What? Oh no, that one's private. iPhone vids. Southwest hike vlogs. That's when we were down in Arizona. Bruce Peninsula. What? Bruce Peninsula 2019. I shall now drop this like it's hot. Shut up, Jesse. In one of these windows, I have an active. Oh, you're right here. Sorry, guys. I know this is really boring. Oh, piss on a biscuit. How could this possibly be this hard? You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? They alienate like most of the audience, right? Paste. Right. Sorry, guys. This keyboard does not work because she painted it. Did I get that right? Is that it? Did I get that right? Yes, I believe I did. Okay. Back in business. All right, where was I? Boom, 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 boom. Some people around here don't listen to the rules. There's a guy a few rows down who's built a house with a dozen extensions. If Destiny, oops. Oh, crumbs. I almost put you in timeout by accident, Destiny. Sorry about that. Some friends have land in the Maritimes. Talk about beautiful. They did their own infrastructure, road, driveway, solar. Wow, that sounds like money. But yeah, nice. 8 acres says it's like 100 acres or so across the road. I'm buying it if I win the lottery. Well, if I win the lottery, tell me where that is. Just south of Tobermory. Man, that's a nice little town. We went into Tobermory a lot because we were like right there. Went to the Tobermory brewery. Is it a brew pub brewery? I got a growler of a fabulous beer to bring home. Just sort of kicked around there a lot. We went on the Bruce Trail a bit. So nice. Such a nice little chunk of the country. Jerry says, when I come visit, you'll see the area where my cousins are, and you'll chuckle and say, why do you need anywhere else? Yeah. Steve is on the down low. Okay. I won't ask any questions about that then. Linda collects rainwater. She gets spring water from town, and she's got solar. Yeah, that sounds nice. That's a nice little setup. We're eyeing an Amish log home company to do the build for us. Still investigating. Interesting. See, there's the thing. I don't know if I would like. I win the lottery tomorrow. 30 mil. Quit my job. Buy a chunk of land somewhere. It doesn't have to be like 300 acres, but it could be. Part of me would want to contact a log home building company and buy the logs from them. And part of me wants to go the whole hog. And here's the thing. Here's the reason why I'm thinking about buying logs and then building my own home. Like just buy a whatever it is. I'll need 130 footers. I don't know what, but like buying the logs pre-logged is because I'm 50 and I ain't as strong as I used to be. The joints ache a lot more than they used to. But I love the idea of building the log cabin. I don't necessarily love the idea of logging the land to build a log cabin. That's not part of the magic of it for me. Magic for me is having the parts and seeing it come together as a cabin. But yeah, I haven't, I'm only passively thinking about this because as soon as I start actively thinking about it, I'm going to be like, I need to win that lottery. I need that money. I need to do this. And it may happen at some point, you know? Boom, 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 boom. I am so lost. Everything jumped and I don't know where the hell is. Oh, there are log home builders up the road from Linda. There's a company kind of between me and my mother-in-law up in the Oka area as well. So much flavor happening. So much flavor happening. But it looks like a couple of you guys are thinking about doing the log cabin thing. And the thing is, who's to say that I wouldn't end up just having to pay someone to build the cabin for me at some point if I really, really like if any of this ever happened. But I would like to, get the tools, scribe the logs, cut, build. I like that aspect. I like the feeling of having my hands on and watching something come together from my hands. I like that. It's a comfort to me. Cliff is asking, we're talking about gaining acres or hectares. I wish I could afford land at this point. New truck means I don't have any money for land. Good land could mean I could make money growing and selling food. Yeah, that's true. I'm not entirely sure like where acres and hectares meet, like how many acres to a hectare or the other way around. So it's, people are talking about acres and sounds like big land. Yeah, Sharon, going through the Amish is not necessarily, it's not the way you save money. It's the way you end up with sweet built stuff. Absolutely. I need a whiskey channel to connect to my, a whiskey company to connect to my channel. Yeah, maybe. Absolutely. So like 150 acres, that's big, right? That's big enough that I could have, leave most of it or half of it completely forested, set up a little hammock, maybe a semi-permanent shelter, have a place that I can go shoot my vids, live surrounded by the trees for a weekend or a week. 1 hectare is 2.4 acres. Okay, good to know. That helps me visualize. It helps me to visualize. Okay, so Destiny's checking out with their website. I'm looking back for Lipstick Lodge. Near North Log Homes is their name. Okay. Near North Log Homes. I'm just taking note of that. Excuse me. Stop yawning, damn it. Wow, this is hard to do. I just totally blew that. Oh my god, it's tough. Um, not having not having any letters on the keyboard really makes this tough because I'm not a touch typist at all. But I did, in fact, find the website near North Log Homes. Okay, good to know. That's not how you pronounce it, Jesse. I know. So yeah, 150 acres, like 60 hectares. Okay, yeah, that's a nice chunk of land. I would absolutely be fine with that. Yeah, Destiny says, yes, the Amish builds are quality. The house will outlive us for sure, but their furniture can be very expensive. Absolutely. Yeah. Um, worth it though. Well, I guess that really depends. Here I'm worth it because I'm into paying for that kind of quality. But I mean, to some people, a chair's a chair, right? So I would, if I had the money, I would totally do that. But I can see where not everyone would. I'm trying to be magnanimous. Everyone's opinion is legit, that kind of thing. Lots of land parcels also do not have the four corners marked. Interesting find. Well, I guess you would have to hire a surveyor or some damn thing. Wow, these near north homes are nice. Oh, they do bunkies. Mm-hmm. Well, when they say contact us for pricing, you know that ain't gonna be cheap. Floor plans. Hey, want me to share this? Want me to so we can all explain? So blah blah blah. So we can all explore together. Should I do that? What do you guys think? 8 acres says. Meanwhile, 8 acres sounds better than 3.2 hectares. Yeah, that's for sure. Absolutely. Shawnee's parents' house burned down in January. All my dad's hand-built furniture gone except for what I have. So they bought Amish furniture to replace what they lost. Wow. Oof. That's too bad. Sort of hear that. Steve Meto is getting cedar cut for the sodding of his cabin. Nice. Jerry could live in a bunkie. Oh, Destiny says, here's a sample price for an Amish builder of choice. Square footage, 120 square feet. Pre-assembled log package, $9,600. Log railing, pre-assembled log post, pre-drilled, $532 in American dollars. Kind of not bad though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not unaffordable. David says you can buy a prefab bunkie from Home Depot and customize it. Yeah. Sharon, our bunkie is now our guest house. My dad built a bunkie as well in his backyard, and that's their guest house. Now the thing is, 120 square feet is not large. Like that seems like tiny house territory to me. Home Hardware has some interesting house plans. I did not even know that. So shall I share this screen, Ash? I mean, if you guys are bored by this, let me know and I'll just floor plans. Wow. That's what you're starting with, the Riverside log cabin. Holy crap. That's like the hunting lodge of the rich and famous. Oh. I mean, these images are they're renderings, okay? But still, look at this floor plan. That's a little more luxurious than I was looking to, but it's a nice. The treasure log cabin. Wow, that's even nicer. Look, it's got balconies, It's got cutaways for sun. Holy schnitzel. Here's what I'm looking at for those cutaways. Again, that's a little more skookum than, I mean, my tastes are kind of, wow, that's pretty nice too. Very modern though. Maybe a little too modern. The Amarok log cabin. See how it's, and you can get it either round bio. I just use this with round logs or squared off. I would go for round, I think. The Fraser log home. Holy schnitzel. These are all way, way, way too. Oof, this is nice. This is a much more classic look. Still a little big and fancy for me, but wow, it's nice looking. No, that's, well, okay, maybe. But still, like, they don't have anything really basic? I guess you have to go for the bunkies? What? Because the bunkies are small, right? I mean, look at that. Look at that. The Algonquin. 10 by 12. 8-foot overhang for the loft and beautiful log truss. Yeah, but let's see what they got. But like, these aren't log cabins. These are log freaking mansions. And that I'm a little less interested in. So nice though. Look at this little guy. That's a bunkie, all right. Oh, you want me to okay, I'll show the floor plans. Hold on. Briefly. Briefly. Okay. You want me to go back to the floor plans for some of those fancier places? So for the Riverside, first floor. Oh, they won't let me open. That's going to be frustrating. God, my screen is too small for that to show properly. Forgot about it. Destiny. 600 square foot, 48,000 log railing. Yeah, okay. My neighbor's just bought a bunkie for his dad's cottage property for 5,800 delivered. Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're cutting your own logs and you're building, you're not spending nearly that much. Lipstick Lodge, those are from Near North. That's the place that you were talking about, I think. Wait, let me double check that. Yeah, Near North. Log homes made in Ontario, Canada. Yeah, I wish they would have had something like really basic, but I guess that's not where the money is. Linda says her tiny house is 8 by 20 with a 6 by 8 loft. Agnes, hi. Lived in a small add-on to the back of a house from 1950. It was a cave, being able to put my hands on flat on the ceiling. Small bath, kitchen, one room for living. There for 17 years. Nice. So you could totally live in a tiny house. Absolutely. No problems there. This house is from 1951, by the way. Little post-war home. I didn't bring water down. That's frustrating. I forgot to bring my water. You rented and saved money. Nice. Yeah, that's smart. The missus and I were not ready to buy when we bought this place, but we caught our landlord plotting to evict us. So we was just like, you know what, sign there, and we bought this place. Oh man, that's twice I've almost put someone in timeout by accident. Had to move for a boyfriend. Well, I hope that worked out in the long run. Otherwise, sorry to hear it. Chris is also watching Wildwood Off-Grid Alaska, and they're building their home in Took, Alaska, milling all their own lumber. A guy actually fell off his roof while covering it. That was scary. I should watch that. End of the month. I'm looking for my train ticket. 29th of September. Yeah, I'm leaving the 29th of September, coming back on the 4th of October? the 3rd. Boo-dee boom boom dee boom boo. Everything's just sort of jumped. Sorry, guys. But yeah, looking forward to that trip. I think it's going to be cool. I hope it's going to be cool. We have a house on not much money now. Plumbing failed. Squishy floor is still about 120K. We owe a lot on this place. We only bought it about 7 or 8 years ago. There's a wicked leak in the foundation that we have to deal with. But yeah. Stop it. I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way to 11 tonight, guys. I'm bushed. I've been working, but I've had Clemence home with me because daycare sent us all a note saying if we could keep our kids home until whatever tomorrow is, the 31st, because they're doing the classroom changeovers and cleaning. So I said, okay, keep her home. But I'll tell you what, after trying to work a day with having her, here's the thing, like, we all went on vacation 3 weeks ago. Then I spent a week in Alberta, not with her. Then I came home, but she and her sister were at grandmaman's, their grandmother's place at the lake, for another week. So we haven't seen each other in a long time. So she's all about getting the attention right now. And I missed her massively, her and her sister. Well, I missed my family massively. So I'm not denying her the attention that she wants. But it does make a work day really, really tough. Yeah, library style loft letters are a good option as well. Absolutely. In fact, they look really cool. They really do. I think I'm just pouring myself another very small, like a half dram, maybe a half dram, a third of a dram. That'll keep me until 11 o'clock for sure. Jim Baird had a friend mill some lumber from his trees for something interesting. I wonder what he was building. Rob on the internet is being a brat. When I buy my piece of land, I'm going to evict all squirrels. Somehow. Actually, what I should do is just become rich enough that I can buy off the local council, the local, like the borough council, so that I can just trap the squirrels on my property and move them somewhere. A lot of interesting chat about like tiny houses and log cabins and bunkies in the side chat tonight. I love this because it's something I'm so interested in. What my dad did to build his bunkie was he actually repurposed a shed in his backyard, and then just built a new shed a little a little further along the fence. Apparently, I need to see the new Baby Groot videos. There's a squirrel video, and Groot comes away with a squirrel tail scarf. Nice. Absolutely. Just looking for what Sharon's asking about. Jerry, are those the ones that move vertically? What the hell are you guys talking about? I'm just looking. Oh, a loft ladder. Looking to library style. Okay, yes. Got it. Christy says she's watching Exploring Alternatives. Watch Exploring Alternatives. Tons of tiny house, boathouse, and earth ships. Very helpful ideas on ladders and builds. And earth ships are a weird thing, aren't they? Like, that's a whole different level. Like, I think that's further than I would like to go. Maybe not. Look, I saw this quote on a buddy's Facebook page today, and my feelings about Facebook are complicated, but I'm trapped because that is how I do all my band business. But it was like, I don't remember all of it, but it was essentially, I love my solitude. You know, if you want to be a part of me, of my life, you have to be better to me than my solitude. You're not in competition with anybody. You're in competition with my solitude. And I'm a person who loves his solitude. I love being alone. And I don't mean to make that sound like I'm about to toss my family over. I'm not. I'm sold on them. I'm their biggest fan. But I do love it when I have time to myself. I would love to say that every time I have time to myself, I make it count. I don't always. Sometimes I play a video game. But I feel that for 25 years, my creative time has been very constrained. Yeah, for about 25 not years now, my creative energy has been really constrained. I've been working when I can on what I can, rather than just giving myself freedom to do it. Excuse me, I took a little cough there. Hold on a second. Everything just sort of jumped. Tabernacle. Where? What happened? Um, 8 acres said, I thought about getting a mill just because I have a fir tree plantation. I would love to get a mill too, but I don't have anywhere to use it. So, like, there's so many things that, man, I'd love to try this. I'd love to try that. And I need the land to make that work. Rob on the internet has been looking at a pre-built shed that's got more than enough space for me and my wife, but her son's a building. So I may aim for something more like what Russell has when the time comes. I think that what Russell has is nice. Yeah, I think it's. I mean, it's nice, especially now that they're moving on finishing it, right? Like the kitchen and everything. Destiny, great character homes were made before they have never settled. A builder. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. Agnes says, my guy is aging and I have never driven a car. Oof. That reduces some of your options though, eh? No, Cliff, I wasn't mocking. I mean, I'm in awe of people who can build those or people who make that choice. Absolutely. It's just like they're so different, you know? Like living in one must be so unique. Kristen's never heard of Earth ships until that YouTube channel. Yeah, that's a whole thing, man. And the thing about Earth ships is kind of what Cliff was mentioning. Like they are designed for peak efficiencies, right? Because the whole thing is, look, the first Earth ships. I better not make that statement because someone will find a way that I'm wrong. But they're meant to be as, I'm sorry, guys, as self-contained as possible, you know. And when you're building for that kind of character, like self-contained as possible, you're building to a very different set of requirements and specs than you're building in a subdivision or you're building a log cabin. That's why, like, I'm impressed by them, but such a weird thing. Oh, Ian's out. Good night, Ian. I think I'm too late to actually say good night to you. You're already gone, but if you do watch this in in the off hours, I did say goodbye to you. Yeah, a lot of Earthships are in that kind of area, New Mexico, Arizona, sort of deserty places. And I don't know why. I did know why at one point, but I'm really tired, guys. You might get an Alaskan sawmill attachment, but yeah, that's what I would start with as well. I wanted to get one of those for a long time, but I kind of need a chainsaw. The story of the Earthship guy is interesting. Really? I'll take a look for that then. Rob's having some trouble spelling because of the beers kicking in. Fair enough. Linda's tiny house has a raised kitchen floor or a sunken living room. Depends on how you look at the room. Is your tiny house? I think, isn't it built on a trailer chassis or a wagon or something like that? Like when I saw the inside of your house, it made me think that something was built up to be over like a wheel well. Olivia Newton-John had an awesome Adobe home. I did not know that. Adobe is cool. Ian the Weblord is being kind to Rob on the internet about his spellong. And Agnes says, quitting a job gets you all the time, but not the money. Absolutely. David Evans says, what are your plans when you visit Russell? I plan to disappear into his back 40, set up my tent or my hammock, depending on which I decide to go with, at the very last minute. Shoot some video. Friday night, I'd like to hang out, be part of Books Fest. I can't keep up on the alcohol aspect. I don't drink every night. I don't drink that much, even on a Friday night. Like I have 2 drinks and one of them is tea kind of thing. Darth Vader says the day he quit working at Lord & Taylor was epic. I could see that. Oh, look at that. Sam Jackson in the house. How's Sam Jackson doing? We got like most of the Musketeers here tonight. Rob says he can't wait to leave his current job. Boss is a total jerk, which is frustrating sometimes because I'm self-employed and can't get away from him. Ha ha ha. I love it. All right. Good night, Serge. Good night, 8 Acres. Have a good night. Jim, just checking in on your way home. Nice to see you. Man, you finished late. I would have a hard time driving home at this hour. Maybe some people are night owls. I'm a night owl. But I find that the older I get, the less that's true. Shawnee's asking if my band's music is on Spotify or Pandora. I have no idea. I know we're on Apple Music. Nope. That's SPO. That's an I. O. T. Spotify. Let's see. Spotify. And then I shall click on the search. Is there a search? Yeah, clearly I've used Spotify before. Oh, yes, there is a search. Sid Jigger. Yes, we are on Spotify. Hang about. Let me share the screenage so that I can prove unto you that I am not lying. I'm not seeing the Spotify. Where's the Spotify? Ah. Boom. There we go. There we go. We got it going. We got it working. We can work it out. There we are. Squidger. I did not realize that we were on Spotify. So there you are, Shani. We only have one album. We made it in 2010. We're a much better band than we were when we made that album. But it's not a bad album. I realized later that my bass line for One is nothing like Adam Clayton's bass line for One. Like a lot of these songs, it's funny, it only shows 4 of our songs. It's like, I think, an 8-song LP. Oh, well, it's not going to show me the track listing. Anyways, yes, apparently we are on Spotify. I do not know what Pandora is. If you had the actual physical disc, I would be able to say that I designed the booklet and everything. Everything jumped again. I've lost Destiny. Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping to be in on the Books Festage. That'll be cool. That'll be really cool. Little lemon lager, little rum on the rocks. He could build a bunkie during my visit. Or I could like build him a workshop. Tea's a good drink, Ian. Tea's a good drink. Country boy trapped in the city. Holy crap. You just got home. It's okay. There's another 10 minutes. Nice to see you anyway. Man, second job after your first job. You must be tired on the day-to-day. But still nice to see you joining up. I mean, after 2 jobs in one day, that makes you a hero, man. I would have crashed. I would have gone to sleep. Actually, it can be hard to go directly to sleep after you just get home from a long ass day. So, you know. Destiny says, Bettina's early and Country Boy is late. What a switcheroo. I'm surprised that 25 of you are still hanging out here. Oh, Agnes, this is a good question. Do you find time to play just for fun at home? No, not really. And in fact, I need to be playing because I'm playing a wedding this weekend. That's a low stress gig, let me tell you. So I got to work some practice time in this week. Like when on weeks when I have to do a lot of practicing, I usually don't get my video out on time. All right. Good night. Good night, Jerry. See you when you get back. Enjoy that trip. Enjoy it to the max. Lyman lager, rum on the rocks, and tea for Bushcraft with Jess. Nice. Maybe a little raspberry rock shot, just for good measure. Excuse me. I was about to pour another whiskey, but nope. That's enough for one night. Also had my wife and I shared a beer with supper, so homemade pizza tonight, guys. That's really the best way to do pizza. It's delectable, delicious. Also, I find that when I buy pizza, I always have like pepperoni on it or something, and when we make it at home, it's always straight up veg. Little green pepper action, some peppers, yellow peppers, maybe a little red pepper if we're feeling saucy. We use salsa instead of pizza sauce. It's just spectacular. It's just so good. So good. Rob on the internet says, but pineapple belongs on pizza or no? Now, here's the thing. The patriotic side of me says yes, because the Hawaiian pizza was, in fact, created by a Canadian. But the pizzatarian side of me says hell no, because I do appreciate the better things in life. But I've been discovering a lot of things on pizza. Like, there's a lot of kind of boutique-y pizza places in this town. Well, in a lot of towns nowadays. So it's not unheard of to order yeah, I'll have the green pepper, tomato, sun-dried tomato and artichoke hearts. I mean, so it's really hard to say that something does not belong on pizza, but I do feel, and I think it's because I hate Hawaiian pizza, right? The sort of ham and pineapple pairing, that I just knee jerk to pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, even though ham does not belong on pizza. But yeah, I don't know. The jury's out. Agnes, no, I don't. I wish I did. I was practicing guitar for a while, but because I make money playing bass, that's where my practice time has been going. But I would like to sort of pull the guitar back out of the ether and get it working again. A, around a campfire. B, just playing for enjoyment. C, songwriting is so much easier with a guitar than with a bass. Country Boy doesn't work 2 jobs every day. He's too old for that. He only puts in hours a week, and that includes weekends. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Rob on the internet says, thank you. I wish my wife was still up to hear someone else properly say tomato. I'm gonna have to listen back to see what just happened there. Oops. Oh man, I miss good pizza so much. I'm having to try gluten-free diet to have blood work done. Gluten-free pizza has a weird texture. Corn tortilla pizza is not the same. Pizza, I will see you soon. Yep. Yeah, pizza's it's a very specific thing. Chef Jackson thinks that pineapple on pizza depends on what other toppings are. For me, it's hot sausage, fair, green olives, and tomato along with pineapple, and maybe double cheese. Now, I cannot eat olives, so that is the one bémol in what you just said there. Christy says, I'm right there with you, Shawnee. Gluten intolerance, going to try the cauliflower crust, but nothing else is good. It's hard to find a good gluten-free pizza crust. Shawnee says, pineapple goes on pizza. Mega amounts of it. I keep it in the freezer just for pizza. Really? Okay. Darth Vader says, pepperoni, sausage, and anchovies. I would say that's a meat lovers, but The pescatarians will point out that anchovies are not a meat, they're a fish. A lot of people say toe. What the hell did I say? Apparently, Papa John's has a new crustless pizza. I have never seen a Papa John's in my life. Agnes says, there's no accountant for taste. It really is personal. Fair enough. That's a good point. Sharon says, pineapple, yes, always on pizza. Sharon. Oh, my land. There's only 4 minutes left, and we're talking about pineapple on pizza. Country Boy says, harmonicas are good for just having fun while you play. I meant to say I only work 50 to 60 hours a week, including weekends. 50 to 60 hours a week is long, though, man. Apparently, I said it right. Okay, good to know. Take that, wrong sayers. So we're coming down the home stretch. Anyone have anything spectacular? Oh, Linda's out. Good night. Have a good sleep. Agnes is asking if I know the meaning of life aside from 42. I don't know of any other meaning. Have you guys been? Oh, there's no time to have that conversation. Never mind. I'm moving on. Shawnee asks a really good question. Favorite ways to make pizza over the fire? Skillet, Dutch oven, pie iron? I feel that Dutch oven would be the go-to for me because of you can put some coals on top and have the heat coming in from all angles. So the skillet I probably wouldn't go, but I don't know what a pie iron is. That might be an interesting way to go about it. Rob says pizza on a smoker is pretty great. That sounds fabulous. Why are we talking about pizza? Are you guys trying to make me hungry? Because I had pizza for supper tonight. You can never eat too much pizza. Well, he looks at his midriff. Maybe you can. Pizza on a smoker, though. I like all things made in a smoker. Well, except that I can't eat salmon. So smoked salmon I couldn't do. But you know what I'm saying? Just sort of checking out the there we go. Hold on a second. Sam had pizza as well. Pizza Tuesday. Yeah, man. Oh, I see. Everyone's saying I started this by saying that we made pizza for supper. Sorry, guys. Country Boy says 3 years ago I was working 90 hours a week. Ooh, did it for 8 years. Oh, that would just exhaust me. Agnes asked, did I gloss over the meaning of life in the last 4 minutes? I know, I said it was 42. Right? Christy says, pizza on a smoker is good. Steve has 2 smokers. I'm thinking that Somkers is a typo. Oops. Yeah, Sharon, I believe I am the one who brought it up. Sorry. Yeah, Destiny, I agree. 90 hours a week is too much for me. But some people can't handle the 9 to 5 at all, but you do what you need to keep the mortgage paid, right? Oh, as Country Boy says, had to do what was required to pay the bills and feed my kids. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay. We are at 11 o'clock. So even though there are still 17 of us hanging out, thanks to those 17 of you who did hang out to the bitter end, I hope to see you next week. Next week will not be my interview. It'll take me a couple of weeks to set that up, but I do hope to see you all next week. Between now and then, please be healthy, stay sane, stay safe, and be kind to one another. I almost forgot. Good night, guys. See you all next week.